Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I have for you the update for my A to Z project eyeshadow pan project. A to Z eyeshadow project pan. I don't know why it's so hard for me to remember the name of this, but anyway, I have a big update. Last update was about a month ago, I want to say, I think. And in this update, it is all about tiny pans, and you will understand why when I show you my progress. So let's get started with all of my eyeshadows. So if you haven't seen the intro or the first update, I'd recommend checking that out first. I picked an eyeshadow for each letter of the alphabet, and I'm trying to hit pan in all of the eyeshadows that I picked. So I won't be going through all of them today. I will be going through all of the eyeshadows that I haven't hit pan in yet as of the last update. So every eyeshadow that I hit pan in the last update, I won't be showing again, because then it will be still a very long video, and I've been known to be rambling about eyeshadows too much anyway, so the less eyeshadows I have to ramble about, the better. Okay, so let's start with the eyeshadow that isn't a letter of the alphabet, it's actually a number, but because I was missing the letters X and Z, I decided to throw this one in, and it is the shade 182 degrees from my Zuva Caramel palette. And this is what it looks like. And as you can see, I have a tiny pan in this. You might also be able to see this is such a deep pan, it's insane. I think I've used this like the last 3 or 4 times, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna hit pan today, and it still did not happen. So it was a very deep pan. It took me 7 extra uses, and I've used it 4 times last update, so 11 uses total to hit pan in this one. Then the next shadow is Barbie from my Revolution Rose Gold palette, and that is this shade right here. As you can see, I managed to hit pan in this one. It took me 3 extra uses to hit pan, a total of 7. So that's that one. And then for D, I have the shade Dreamer from my Anastasia Norvina palette, and it is this one right here. I've used this 2 times for a total of 3, so this one isn't going very fast. I was just focusing on other inner corner highlight shades, so that's why this isn't used as much. Then next we have E, and I have this Nabla single called Eternity. If it wants to focus, maybe. I mean, yeah, I haven't used this at all. I do not enjoy this eyeshadow. It's super hard pressed. It barely gives off pigment. I mean, this looks pretty nice, but then when you want to use it, it just disappears, and it's not the vibrant blue that you see here. So I think I want to swap this out. Also, I did not bring a wipe, so now I have a blue finger and a blue swatch on my hand. Okay, let's just put it all over my hand. So I have been thinking of swapping it out, and I happen to have another Nabla single with a name that starts with E. Okay, I wasn't in focus, I'm sorry. That is this one. This is Entropy. This is a very nice soft shadow. I have had other... Oh god. Oh no. I'm lost. I'm lost. Hello? Hello. There we go. There's some other Nabla singles in this project. One I rolled out last month with Pan. Super nice soft shadow. And one is still in the project, and that's also very nice shadow. So I'm not really sure what is going on with the blue one. I'm just gonna declutter it because I don't enjoy using it. So instead I will put in the shade Entropy that I just showed you, so that I have a shade for E. For the next shadow I have Fine from my Chocolate Peaches palette. Whoop. And it is this shade right here. Now this one is taking so long. I have used this 12 times this month and for a total of 28, and it just barely looks used. I don't even have a dip in it. So this is gonna take a while. And then for H I have another shade out of my rose gold chocolate bar, and it is the shade Hard Work, and that is this one. And as you can see, this also has a small but definitely a pan. I have used this 3 times this month for a total of 6, so that's not a lot, to hit pan on this. This one actually came as a surprise. I did not really think I was close to hitting pan, and suddenly I hit pan, so that's nice. Then one that I was working on so much, and again, every time I dipped into it, I was like, okay, this is gonna be the day. Today I'm gonna hit pan, and it just didn't happen. I used a different brush eventually to make it happen because it was taking so long. It was the shade It's Mine from my Chocolate Orange palette, and I mean, that is a teeny tiny pan, but it is pan. I was using this as an inner corner highlight, and it's not very special, so I just wanted it moved out. So I used like the tiniest little like liner pencil brush, and that's how I managed to hit pan a little bit faster. It took me 36 uses total. I've used this 17 times this month, so it was about time that I hit pan on this. For J, I have the single shadow Juno Moon from Nabla, and you might be able to see that before focus. There we go. I have hit pan in this one. Also kind of came as a surprise, but this is a very soft shadow, so it just moved around. I have used this 3 times this month, a total of 4, so that's not a lot. But you know, some shimmer shadows are just super soft, and when you put your brush into it, it kind of moves to the side, if that makes sense, and that's what happened with this one. So those are a little bit easier to hit pan on. For L, I have the shade Lush from my Chocolate Peaches palette, and that is in the top corner here. As you can see, I hit pan. This one also took quite a while. I have used this 5 times this month for a total of 29. So last month I thought I was gonna hit pan, and I didn't. So barely 5 extra uses and I hit pan. For the shade N, I am working on the shade Noble from my Zoeva Blank Fusion palette. I used this twice this month. Again, I was using on other inner corner highlight shades, so this one got neglected. For O, I am working on the shade Of Course from my Colourpop Miss Bliss palette. Let's see, there we go. This is a soft glittery pink shade. I have used this 7 times this month. My focus does not like this format. I have used this 7 times this month for a total of 10 uses. For the letter Q, I am working on Question of Taste, again from my Zoeva Blank Fusion palette. I have used this 15 times this month for a total of 16. You can barely tell. You can see a little bit of disturbance, but that is it. And now that I've seen how deep these pans are, I know this is gonna take me until the end of the year probably to hit pan, but that's okay. And then for R, I am working on the shade Require from my Chocolate Vice palette. And that is this orangey shade. Again, a teeny tiny pan, but it is pan. And I have used this 8 times this month for a total of 16. For the shade S, I was working on Sugar from my Chocolate Elixir palette. And that was this one. As you can see, another pan. I was on a roll this month. I have used this 4 times this month for a total of 14 before I hit pan. Okay, and I can tell you already, the pans are done. The pan party is over. I have a few shades left that I have barely used. First one is Tea from my Chocolate Mint palette. That is right there. I have used this 6 times and I haven't used this last month, so that's that one. You can barely tell. For You, I have a shade out of my Colourpop Lizzie McGuire palette, and it is this one right here. I have used this 5 times this month for a total of 8. Again, you can barely tell. Then for the letter V, I am working on the shade Vice from my Chocolate Vice palette, which is this large one right here. I haven't used this one at all this month. I used it 3 times last month. I don't care for this shade. I don't. So I'm really thinking about rolling another shade in instead of this one, because I don't see myself using this. So I would really love to roll in a shade from my Nabla Dreamy palette, and it is this shade right here. As you can see, it's an orange with gold shimmers. It's kind of similar to the one from my Vice palette, the Required one. So kind of orangey with a little bit of gold shimmer to it. But since I've hit pan in this, I think I can roll this one in. And I just know that I'd probably enjoy using this far more than, you know, forcing myself to use the Vice shade. So I am rolling that out and putting this back in. And then lastly, for the letter W, I rolled in the shade right here called Wild Child. This is from my ABH Norvina palette. I have used this 3 times this month for a total of 4. Okay, so that was it. I have hit pan in a total of 8 eyeshadows for this update, and I now have pan in 15 total out of the 25 that I've rolled in. So I have 10 left, 10 not very easy shades for me. I've just come to the conclusion that some colors just are my favorite. But I'm gonna try my best to hit pan. And if you are curious to see my updates, then be sure to subscribe. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!